Wiggy time on the fly. What's up, everybody? Sean Wiggins here alongside Ref Hanson because we are the same person. We are going back in time to March 10th, 2000 and 0. March 10th, 2000. And this is Little Dixie against Elax. And sorry for the camera shake there. This is, I like what Modtron used to do. Dixie's coming to the ring right now, but Modtron would show on their suicidal TV. Look at that move by Elax. I don't see anyone doing that today. Ooh, Elax smacked himself with the chair at that one. Dixie wrestled Elax in January of this year. A show I didn't do. It looks a little choreographed there, but not bad for like pretty much the first pro show for both guys. They only worked student shows before then. There's Dixie. Dixie was the first kind of graduate of the JAPW Wrestling School. Of the classes I attended anyway. And JP really gave him a big push. They had him come out with the Haas brothers the year before. And then they really gave him a big push as their babyface. In 2000, they thought he was going to be. But, I mean, look at him. He just didn't put size on. He wrestled in the T-shirt. But he was good. I mean, he was good athletically. And he actually had some... Still a good friend of mine to this day, even though we don't talk as much. I love him. He wrestled in Ring of Honor as well, and he was pretty much the leader of Special K, which was the faction inspired by Doug Gentry, their booker, late Doug Gentry. But yeah, Modtron would do that. I'm getting off course here. I'm going all over the place, but Dixie and Elax. Elax would probably be the second one there of the graduates of the JAPW Wrestling Academy in Bayonne that they had. And I think JP was really trying to be the next ECW in kind of, low budget, oddly enough, wrestling in bingo halls, and to have their own students mixed with some ECW stars and some established independent stars. And JP was really on the way. The thing about Jersey All Pro here in 2000 was that their name was called Jersey All Pro. Nice move. And Jersey All Pro is just, it's a regional name. But, nice. Wow. Elax, he ain't doing that today. But, God, he was talented as hell, too. So these guys wrestled in T-shirts. They didn't put enough money into their attire and their appearance. And if they did, who knows? Sky would have been the limit. Elax also wrestled in Ring of Honor in the Special K group. Both of these guys were great. Great young stars. But this is March 10th, 2000 at the Don Bosco Prep High School in Ramsey, New Jersey. And I remember who drove me to the show that day. I think it was Harry Callahan. Hardcore Harry Callahan went as a fan. He was a student at the school too, with me and Dixie and Elax and Insane Dragon and JT Loner, later JT Jobber. But Harry Callahan would go as a fan, and I would be reffing on the shows, which would be pretty sweet, and go with him and his dad, the late Harry Callahan, and his late father. Hope I see him again someday. If I'm good enough, I'll see them again. But yeah, this was in Ramsey, which is not too far from, way up 17. Way up 17 north in northern New Jersey, for all you people watching that don't live in New Jersey and don't know where the hell Ramsey is. You say New Jersey, people go, oh, Philly? Oh, New York City? No, New Jersey has a lot of its own space. Excuse me, I'm yawning there. So yeah, Dixie is the baby face. Elax is the heel. And yeah, again, I just said this, but I really wish these two guys put money into their attire. I mean, not an actual tire. That wouldn't make any sense. Like a big rubber tire, like wear it around your neck to the ring. That wouldn't make sense. But I mean, a tire. Like clothing, not a tire. You ride like a bike with, a car. I don't know if I've used that joke before, but there's Elax now. Nice. Oh, that was an offensive maneuver by Dixie. These two did break out some innovative stuff. But again, like if these guys came down the pike in 2015, they'd be in AEW right now. Just like everything is timing. See, back then, I mean, at this very point, March 10th, 2000, WCW is still alive. This is a great move. Nice. Dixie puts Elax's mouth on that bottom rope and just stomps on it. I don't know if Dixie got opened hard way right there. He's bleeding. But, yeah, so WCW is still healthy at this point in March of 2000. And ECW is still running, and as far as we knew, healthy at that time. And WWF was just steamrolling. WWF lost Stone Cold Steve Austin to the neck injury at this point, but The Rock was so white hot. Triple H was the hottest heel in wrestling. Right. Excuse me, I keep yawning. But like WWF was just so hot that WCW wasn't going to catch him again. And ECW was never going to catch him ever. Nice 2 count by me with my beautiful long hair. The best. Now I'm not the best shape of my life, but I'm skinny then. But yeah, there's there's a lot of hope here. But little did we know that 1 year from this date, WCW and ECW would be weeks away from death, and WWF would be the only game in town. So it was an exciting time to get into wrestling, but a year and a half later, we'd all be singing a different tune. Yeah, Ring of Honor and TNA came along. Superplex, Shades of Barry Windham. But yeah, I mean, TNA and Ring of Honor, as I said, came along, but they couldn't hold a candle to WCW and ECW. TNA was a sad parody of WCW, and Ring of Honor was a sad parody of ECW. They were never going to be as big as those two. And AEW didn't come along till much, much later. And, I killed it for so many guys. And Dixie and Elax being 2 of them. Especially Dixie. Like, he pretty much got tired of wrestling years later. When did he officially retire? Quit? I don't know if he's still in wrestling today, if he ever went back. I think I'm the only guy that left and never, ever came back. But I'll be back one day, I'm sure. Look how fast-paced these guys are. Powerbomb. That sucks to have a powerbomb in the first match of the card, but the pace of these two is, you have 2 lightweights like this. It kind of, it's okay. It's weird. If they were 2 heavyweights doing powerbombs and those moves in the first match, it'd really be brutal for the rest of the card. See, Dixie went to the top shelf, went to the top floor, and the elevator just dropped out from underneath him. Great move by Elax. Now Elax is on the outside of the ring. See, both of these guys, I mean, at this point, and, they're brand new, and I'm brand new. I don't know any better, but both not really selling too much. Nice baseball slide, but I mean, no one's really selling in this match, and that is affecting it. It does impact it. And I'm trying to think, the biggest name, quote unquote, on this show at that time was Axel Rotten. And Axel knew a lot, but he just wasn't going to pull these 2 aside and teach them, But whatever. It was on this show that I really thought and said, well, gee, I'm part of the team. It was actually Monster Mac. And for everything negative I say about Monster Mac, I'll say this positively. When I went to the back that night, brand new, I'm green as hell. I don't really know anybody. So I walk around the locker room, shook hands, and Monster Mac grabbed me and goes, you're Hanson, right? The referee. I was like, he goes, hey, I'm Steve. And he points at 1, 2, 3. Elax got the win. He's like, I'm Steve. That's Danny. That's Homicide. Blah, blah, blah. He walked me around the room and introduced me to everybody. Wow, this match ended a lot quicker than I thought. Elax gets the win with that top rope maneuver. Excellent maneuver. Great little match. It only went 9 minutes, about 9 minutes. Weird for the heel to go over, but he did. And well, for sure. And that's Dr. Hertz. So maybe you'll see that match on a future. See, that's called building the drama. So maybe you'll see this next match on another video here on Wiggy Tom on the Fly. So for Sean Wiggins, I'm Ref Hanson saying arrivederci and ciao. And this is what happens when you shoot these things live. Sometimes you get the rug pulled out from underneath you and it ends quicker than you think. So arrivederci and ciao, and signing off. And as always, keep in touch with yourselves, and please drive safe.